Some new records to talk about. First up, one of the viewers, Bill, asked if I could list all the records that I talk about in comments after the video. So this way, if he didn't catch everything exactly during the video, he doesn't have to go back and watch it again. You can just go to comments and everything I talked about will be listed. So I'm doing that from now on. First up, Startled Insects. I got this from the Forced Exposure website. I'm on their mailing list, and about once a week they send me, they represent what I'm guessing is a couple hundred different labels. They've got kind of a niche. I mean, it's electronic music. It's left of center rock and pop. I mean, what used to be called alternative. There's some world music, some experimental stuff. So it's a really cool distributor. Forced Exposure. Just go there and put in your email address, and you'll get this wonderful list of new releases at least 3 times a month, I would say. So anyway, they had this. Startled Insects. They were an experimental post-punk electronic band formed in Bristol, England in 1983. Their sound is a blend of like dub and ambient soundscape. There's gamelan music in here, jazz, rock, and some dated sounding synthesizers, which that's fine, in a good way, dated sounding. And how could it not be? Abstract industrial synth pop from the 80s is going to show its age because of the role that technology played in. How could it not? Anyway, the Antenna Years just came out this year, and that's, like I said, I picked it up on the Forced Exposure site, and it compiles their first 2 EPs from 84 and 85. And then I went and I liked it, and I went to Discogs to try to find their first full-length record, which I did, and not expensive, Curse of the Pheromones, Curse of the Pheromones. This came out in 1987 on Antilles Records, I think one of the sub-labels of Island. And it still sounds like it's being beamed in from the future. It's really cool. I like the fact that it's just instrumental and instrumental synth pop with a real edge. You know, it's I don't mean poppy like Erasure. Next up, Chet Baker. Man, there's a lot to be said about the guy. In the early 50s, Chet was popular. He was celebrated for his lyrical trumpet playing, moody vocals, and good looks. By the mid-60s, he was in rough shape from years of heroin addiction. He was, in 1966, he was brutally beaten outside a bar in San Francisco and had his front teeth knocked out. And you can't play trumpet without your front teeth. So he worked odd jobs and lived in poverty for years until he finally got dentures and slowly relearned how to play the trumpet. So fast forward to the 80s, he recorded 7 albums for the Danish jazz label Steeplechase in the 80s, and his trumpet playing and vocals are fragile, they're haunting, and introspective. His weathered voice kind of mirrored his tough life, and I like it a lot. Okay, so I don't think a lot of people are familiar with his later stuff, like the example I'm going to say, Billie Holiday, Lady in Satin. Everybody knows that. Her dark and raspy voice, she died a year after making the record. I think it came out in 58. Well, I feel the same way about these Chet records. I think they should be celebrated like the Billie Holiday record for their fragile beauty. And like I said, there's 7. I just got this one. This is my 6th. I'm missing 1 more. They're all sparse. I mean, some of them are just him and guitar and bass. This is Chet Baker and Paul Bly playing piano. He sings on a few cuts on every record, plays trumpet on the rest of them. I've got a few more. The Touch of Your Lips, Doug Rainey and Nels Henning Orsted Patterson. So it's going to be guitar and bass and trumpet, and Chet playing trumpet and vocals. The same one, Someday My Prince Will Come, trumpet, guitar, bass. This one is with Duke Jordan. You really can't go wrong with these. Daybreak. If you like that haunted kind of fragile beauty, like I mentioned, the Lady in Satin thing, Chet did it 7 times on Steeplechase, and then he fell out of a hotel window in Amsterdam and died in 1988. So, finally, Hawaiian music. I picked these up online because I have had them on CD forever, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun? And sometimes the summer gets you thinking about warm weather music. Hawaiian steel guitar from the 1920s to the 1950s, and then volume 2, 27 to 34. They're on Folk Lyric Records, which was formed in 1956. as kind of a roots music label. And then in 1970, Arhoolie, which I'm assuming some people out there are familiar with, the great roots label Arhoolie Records, they bought it in 1970. So a lot of records that you'll see now, they say folk lyric, but when you look on the back, it says Arhoolie, and that's why. And Chris Streichwitz, the owner and founder of Arhoolie, started using this imprint, the folk lyric imprint, for 78s of ethnic music, which is what I'm holding right here. Excuse me. This is great stuff. I love it. I started buying this on CD in the early 90s. It's island melodies mixed with jazz and blues and a strong Western swing flavor. And if you've ever watched SpongeBob and you thought, man, that music is great, well, here it is. And some, a few others from my collection. Roy Smeck. If you don't have that, check it out. He's fantastic. On Yazoo, another great label. Another Yazoo, King Benny Nawahi, well worth getting. Saul Hopi, probably the most familiar name of all these guitar hotshots from Hawaii. And here we go, Hawaiian guitar hotshots, another one on Yazoo. So if you just get any of these, I think you'll be immensely entertained. That's it.